Congratulations from Mumbai Saga. I watched the trailer. I love the authenticity of the rustic Mumbai which you are bringing in. Not Mumbai, I would say Bombay.
Uh,
So, how was it shooting?
hmm. It was fun shooting. I mean, shooting in Bombay, everything is a breeze. I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
Bombay boy, born, brought up, and spoiled over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's always fun. But also, what
Mm-hmm.
happens is that this was my fourth consecutive film in Bombay.
Yeah.
I did
Mm-hmm.
Wadala, and then I did Jazba, I did Kabul, and now this. So every time, yes,
Yeah.
the challenge is how do you make Bombay look more interesting and more dynamic, and
Exactly.
all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So, Mumbai Saga is currently going to be one of the biggest theatrical releases. And
Yes, hope.
somewhere the fate of other big releases also lies on your film. So, how does that make you feel?
No, no, I'm not worried about the other films. I'm only worried about my film.
Yeah.
And really, I don't think the fate of those films depends on our film, but the a lot of the anxiety and uncertainty that other filmmakers are facing,
Yeah.
distributors, producers, everybody should at least people will know for the good or worse.
Yeah.
Is the people
Exactly.
coming back to the theaters. And the biggest challenge that we are facing today is the increasing cases, which is resulting in night lockdowns.
Yeah. Again.
And
Yeah.
night lockdowns means you lose your 9 o'clock show, your 10 o'clock show, your late night show. And
Hmm.
especially in the weekdays, those are the shows that people go for.
Yeah.
But having said that, yeah, but also then we've got an audience that has waited for more than a year,
Mm-hmm.
to go enjoy their movies
Mm-hmm.
at the theaters. And
Mm-hmm.
Mumbai Saga is a hardcore full screen experience. It was written like that. It is designed that way,
Mm-hmm.
shot that way, edited that
Mm-hmm.
way. So everything about it is the large screen, yeah. And that's that is something,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, sir, there has always been a talk, like whenever your name pops up, people often say that you are inspired a lot by Tarantino. So,
Hmm.
has he ever been an influence for your films?
Not at all. I mean, it's just this. It's just that because Kante was broadly inspired by
The Reservoir Dogs.
concept. Yeah,
Yeah,
the concept of Reservoir Dogs, not in Reservoir Dogs. I
yeah.
mean, it's a fact that I've not even seen Reservoir Dogs. But I used to get bored every time I used to start watching it. Because just too much talk, 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 talk. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think the more of this happened because he happened to see Kante and really loved it, and he's been
Mhm.
very vocal about it.
Yeah.
That and all of that. So people started. I mean, although of course I am a great admirer of Tarantino's work and I love his movies,
Hmm.
and yeah, but that's about it. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I think I'm far more inspired by Mani Ratnam and Mukul Anand
Hmm.
or Tony Scott and Ridley Scott than Tarantino.
Hmm. So, your movies have a culmination of action with a pinch of hard romance. So, how do you think action movies have evolved in Bollywood? And is romance really a necessity?
No, romance is not a necessity. I mean, if you see films like Terminator or Die Hard or
Yeah.
Gladiator, all of that, there's no romance in those films.
Yeah.
And even my films, as such, like some of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a given, that you have to have that. I don't really see the need for. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the same way I don't see need for profanity, obscenity, or
Mm-hmm.
vulgarity. I mean, when
Mm-hmm.
you see some of the best, see a lot of people were asking me this question that with the advent of the shows on the OTT
Yeah.
platforms and
Yeah.
especially crime shows, that a
Yeah.
lot has changed.
Yeah.
So that's not the fact. The
Mm-hmm.
point is this, that I would ask you this question, that okay, what are some of the best shows you've seen? Okay, you would say Mirzapur 1,
Mm-hmm.
you would say Sacred Games 1,
Yeah.
right? Patal Lok or whatever. So yeah, these are some of the
Yeah.
very good crime shows. But my question to you is, do you see anything cinematic in those shows that you would want to see it in the big screen? They have been designed, they have been created
Yeah.
for you to consume one-on-one on
Yeah.
your laptop, on your television. Whereas
Exactly.
a film is a film.
Yeah.
It's a complete large screen experience.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go to the theater, look up, enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see
Exactly.
that. So again, and the other thing is that, or the only thing is that they've gotten a certain amount of license or the freedom to
Yeah,
use
there's
sex
no
and violence.
filter. Exactly.
Yeah, but there's so many times there's absolutely no need for it.
Mm-hmm. True. So, how do you think action has evolved in Bollywood comparing to the 90s style? How do you think? Like, is there a good progress?
Of course, there is. I mean, the way we shoot action today is very different from what we
Mm-hmm.
shot back then. And today, we have got a lot of support from VFX,
Mm-hmm.
from technology, from
Mm-hmm.
the cameras that we're using, like the Phantom camera, for example, and all of that.
Yeah.
So when you combine all these elements together, the language of action, as you see on screen today, is very different from, say, what I did back in the 90s.
Yeah. So, sir, your portrayal of action films follow a certain style, and in fact, they do follow a similar color palette as well. I remember watching the trailer of Mumbai Saga, and I immediately recollected watching Jazba. So,
Right.
it had the similar color palette and similar frames, and in fact, even some shots were similar as well. So, how do you maintain that? And, is a signature really necessary for a
Of course,
director?
it is necessary. I think a signature is absolutely necessary. I mean, like you're saying, you see, when you saw Mumbai Saga, so even
Yeah.
without my name, you would have known that it's my film.
Yeah, because Jazba also followed a similar color palette. Even Karte had, some colors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, no. See, the thing is that I always, but see, that same palette was not there in Kabul. It
Yeah.
was not there in
Kapil had a
Shikare Kodama.
different this thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, but I try to create a new look. So even back then, see, Kante is remembered because it was the first film to do that. It was
Exactly.
the first
Yeah.
Hindi film which had a tonal quality and all of it. It was shot that way. After
Yeah.
that, I'd done a film called Musafir, which was
Hmm.
all warm, Goa, the sunshine and all of that. Then I'd done a film called Zinda, which was very stark and dark, and the color
Yeah.
palette was almost black and white. So
Yeah.
I've always, every film I try to create, see, my film is set in a universe that I create. So I want that universe to have a color of its own, a palette of its own, which is very unlike your world or the regular world.
Hmm. So, is there a pressure of, maintaining that signature style, and how do you do it?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. See, I'll tell you what, it's your style, no, in cinema,
Hmm.
is like your handwriting.
Yeah.
A lot of people have great handwriting, okay,
Hmm.
and some people just don't have. Like doctors don't have good handwriting. I don't know why, but yeah. So
Yeah.
it's that is just a thing. But it is what are you writing that becomes important.
Yeah.
In
Hmm.
my case, yes, the cinematic style is it's just inherent. I mean,
Yeah.
my friends fool about it. Even when I take some pictures and post on my Twitter account, and they say,
Hmm.
"My God, you will make a living room look like a bloody, bedroom look like a living room." I said,
Yeah.
"But that's just my dynamics of myself. I'll
Yeah.
use the right lens and I'll frame it in a certain way. I mean,
Hmm.
that's how I see the world, and especially movies.
Hmm.
That is how I see movies. They have to have a quality of their own.
Hmm. This is a very
It
good
cannot be
point.
everyday life. I'm not one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. So, how has depiction of violence changed in the movies from the 90s to the current scenario?
Yes, to some extent. See, but again, it depends from film to film. Okay,
Hmm.
when you see a Dabang
Hmm.
and when Salman beats up somebody and 40 people fly, but
Yeah.
we are going in for that experience.
Yeah.
We are going in to see that, to enjoy that.
Yeah.
So that is the language that they choose.
Hmm.
Whereas my films are concerned, I keep it more real but less gritty. You get
Okay.
my point. So
Hmm.
I make the action real, believable. That
Hmm.
yes, if a guy is hitting, that guy is falling,
Raw.
okay. But I stylize it
Yeah.
in my own way, and the way I use my use of sound and music is very
Yeah.
different from what the
Compared
others
to
are doing.
other
That's what kind of
films.
sets it apart. Yeah.
Hmm. So, sir, the action hero genre eventually dying in Bollywood? Because now we see a lot of rom-coms and then horror comedies coming up, and even supernatural films are coming up. So, what is your take on this?
So year 2020, the theaters were shut, right?
Yeah.
Year 2019, which was the number one box office hit, War, which is
Yeah.
a
Wow.
hard. You cannot get
Exactly.
more hardcore
Yeah.
action than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Salman Khan is coming and doing action in every film.
Mm-hmm.
know, Akshay Kumar out of 6, 2 films are action.
Yeah.
Tiger Shroff is a pure adrenaline,
Action, this thing.
high
Action.
concept action star. So yes, action is never going to go anywhere. What is adding to the mix is, like you said, okay, now horror comedy has worked, which was a one-off.
Yeah.
More should work. I'm not saying they shouldn't.
Yeah.
But action is a staple diet. Action is a universal language. When you switch on your satellite TV on repeat runs, there will only be dubbed South Indian films which are full of action.
Yeah.
People love to watch that at all times.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
True.
You know?
Yes.
So yeah, so action is not going anywhere for a long, long time. Even here, the younger generation, so to speak, has not done as much action as the earlier generation. So when Sanjay Dutt, Jackie Shroff, Anil Kapoor, you know, these guys, or John Abraham also, then when they became heroes as compared to Ranbir Kapoor and, you know, the newer guys, they have opted to do more lighter films and not hardcore action. But even they are doing that. But Ranbir Kapoor's Brahmastra is an out-and-out superhero film. Ranbir Singh, his last couple of films, you see, right from Ram Leela, Padmavat, Bajirao, his Simba, were all hardcore action films.
So talking about the film again, how was it working with John and Imran?
It's a walk in the park, yeah. It's, you know, it's I mean, they're both wonderful guys. They're men. They're not boys. I have a very a lovely equation with them. They understand me. I understand them. And once the fantastic thing about both these actors is once they have committed to a film, they never question that film. They never question the director. They don't question the writers. They don't question what is in the film, which a lot of heroes, so I've heard from other filmmakers who tend to do that.
Yeah.
So over here, once they have committed to a film, to a director, then they blindly follow that director. And that's where the responsibility of a director also becomes that much more greater, that they have put their trust in me. I have to make sure that I don't let it down.
True. So is there something about the both of them which no one knows so far?
No. I think they're pretty transparent in that sense.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I mean, there's with both of them, there's nothing to hide.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looking back, are you happy how things are shaping up for you in the industry?
Yeah, of course I am. I mean, the thing is that I don't remember. I don't think there are many directors still working from the time that I started working. So in that sense, I feel blessed, and I feel. But again, it is that's not happening because I'm lucky. It's happening because I'm constantly reinventing myself. I'm constantly trying to stay at the top of my game.
Exactly.
You know, and move with time. See the kind of films that are working, what people are enjoying. At the same time, I'm also trying to take them back to films that they did enjoy. Let us not forget that. Like, you know, a terrible word that has come in, which people think is very good, is this word called content. And people are saying content is king. Are you trying to say we never had any content in the films?
True.
But हाँ अभी ये है कि तो ज़्यादा message heavy है या ये है या वो है या non-commercial को आप content बोल देते हो, commercial को non-content. Which is not the right way. I mean, Martin Scorsese has just gone and said that we make films, we are not creating content. Creating content maybe on OTTs. Creating content is when you're creating documentaries. We are creating films. We are creating a cinematic experience. Go enjoy it. Make the most of it.
Yeah. So what are the kind of challenges you face now?
I face the same challenges I did when I started out. Yeah? I mean, your biggest challenge first is to get a riveting script. A tight script that, you know, that works at all levels. It doesn't bore, it entertains, it grips you, the narrative holds you. So that's where it all starts. That is the greatest challenge. Once you have that, then everything else kind of just falls into place. You know, then once you've cast, then your teams come in, your costume guys come in, your stylists come in, your editor comes in, you know, your sound designer comes in, action director comes in, DOP comes in, then everybody starts contributing to the final vision that comes out. I mean, now when the trailer is out and everybody has loved it, but there is a lot of hard work gone into that. My DOP Shikhar Bhatnagar, and it's his first film as a DOP, and I think he's done a tremendous job for a newcomer, for a first timer, for a debutant. Action directors are Anbu and Arif, whom I've worked with for the first time. They're the ones who won the National Award for KGF last year. So yeah, I'm also working with all these people that I haven't worked with before.
Yeah.
Like my production designer, Priya Suhas. So what is happening is I'm also learning a lot from them. It's not that just because I am a veteran or I've been around longer that they're learning from me. No, it's quite the other way around, because I'm there with my thoughts and my experiences, but they are there with their new enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And new ways that they want to do things. So it's a it's a very mutually beneficial state to be in.
So, sir, one last thing I wanted to know. One message for aspiring directors. Since many of them are looking up to you, and you have been around the longest here.
Yeah, no, so my biggest thing is consume. When I say consume, you see, a director has to be like a sponge.
Yeah.
And he has to soak in everything from everywhere. So watch as much as you can, read as much as you can, travel as much as you can, expand your horizons, and let that come into your filmmaking.
Yeah.
That is very important. You cannot look through a small periscope. You have to expand your vision.
Horizon. Yeah.
Yeah. That is the very important part. And the other thing is to always be ready. Be ready with scripts, be ready with ideas, be ready to develop new ideas, because you never know which one is going to stick.
Yeah.
So you always need to be ready with, I mean, even now, if you tell me what next, I've got 3 scripts lined up and they're all ready and all 3 different genres. But I don't know which one will go on the floors first. See, how will things fall into place is not in my hand. It's in nobody's hand. That is just destiny. You get the right actors, the right studio comes on board. You feel, oh, now is the time to make a superhero film. Let's make this one. Or wait. We just done a gangster film and it did really well. So we're ready. Let's do the gangster film first. So these are factors, I mean, pretty much not in our control.
True. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for interacting. I had a great time speaking to you, and I really look forward to watching Mumbai Saga.
Thank you, and me.
Thank you so much, sir. All the best.